is Rupert Verco, the CEO of Cobra Resources. Thank you, Rupert, for your time, as always. How are you?
Very well, Mark. Thank you for the time, for your time tonight.
Yeah, good to be speaking to you. So I was looking back on the last time we spoke, and I think you sort of said that within 3 to 6 months, I think it was sort of by the, as you call the Australian winter, so let's say end of August here, I think you wanted to conduct a few things. So the first thing was your sonic drilling and further met testing, progressing the infield ISR testing with a tracer study, optimizing your MREC production for offtake discussions, and also expanding your footprint and work towards an MRE. So just taking those, there was a gold element as well, but I'll come on to that in a moment. What sort of key things would have happened in the last 2 to 3 months at Cobra off that list?
Sure, Mark. Well, if you look at what we've achieved very recently, one, we've gone and acquired neighbouring tenements. This has added over over an extra 1,000 square kilometres of prospective paleochannel geology for our unique ISR recoverable heavy rare earth mineralisation. And that's a very important milestone for us, as it gives us a very dominant position in this unique geology. And with that, we've completed our sonic drilling across the Bolan footprint. That has enabled us to commence that scaled metallurgical work through ANSTO. That's already occurred. We've submitted our key environmental documentation, our EPEPA, to support infield studies, and we've installed 2 further wells to support that infield work. So we've been very busy. And we hope to start what's called an infield tracer study. If it's not later this month, but it'll be in August. So that's subject to our approvals. And once we receive those approvals, we'll be out in the field testing the permeability and effectively emulating the ISR process in the field.
So what do you want to achieve with that permeability study? Is it effectively replicating what you can do in the lab at the field?
Well, it's taking that to the field at the mining scale effectively. We're using a wellfield configuration that would be real life for an ISR mine. And what we're doing is we're demonstrating the connectivity through the ore body by using a tracer die, and we're injecting it in one well and extracting it from another.
Okay.
So that'll be a very important milestone for us. In terms of stepping out and testing that scale, the team's been very busy in the South Australian Core Library. We've collected and submitted over 600 further samples from that extended or recently acquired land position. And that's really going to inform what our step-out resource drilling is. And I think now the opportunity for us, we've gone from trying to achieve what is a very valuable resource at sort of 50 to 100 million tonnes to potentially something much larger. So that's something that we're very keen to go out and test and work on. But equally importantly, Mark, is we want to demonstrate the commerciality of what we're trying to achieve, and scaled metallurgy is going to be an important step to that, optimising our product and providing sufficient product for offtake testing as well.
Okay, good. Well, those are a few, big milestones coming up then, as you say, in the Australian winter here. Just, you mentioned the Air Corps was going, I think, into the MREC, so that's the studies that are going on, and that's due pretty soon, isn't it? That's in a few weeks, maybe.
We should expect to have our sonic core results in the next, let's say the next week. We're very eagerly waiting for those drill results.
Okay.
Those results and the initial diagnostic metallurgical tests should be coming to the market fairly soon.
Okay, good. And just before we talk about the gold, just on the MRE then, do you have a timeline in mind for getting that mineral resource estimate out?
Yeah, look, we are very keen to get it underway. We have done all the work, the legwork around it, the density testing, the initial modelling around the footprint that we have, but we would like to get some more scale into it. And because of that, We have the cash in bank, and as you've alluded to, we've secured some more non-dilutive financing. So we'd like to step out to make sure that maiden MREC is one of importance.
Good. And that non-dilutive, then I guess that's what you mean when it comes from the sale of the gold project here, Wudinna, to Barton Gold, who Alexander Scanlon, of course, is on StockBox a fair bit with their projects down there, and sets out a very nice timeline. So that was a total sale of Australian dollars 15 million, but of course is it $500,000, not almost up front in 2 stages in cash, and then the rest is going to sort of follow in shares with then some payable on production. So this does secure, well, a fair bit of upside for you. What was the decision to divest of this asset?
Well, look, what I think is important for Cobra shareholders is we think with the heavy rare earth project of Bolan, we could have one of the biggest and best rare earth assets outside of China. So the opportunity is fairly significant. We have a defined goal, or had Cobra with the Wudinna assets was originally a gold resource. Over time, we grew that resource from 190,000 ounces to 279,000 ounces. But to unlock true value in gold assets, really you need scale, or you need infrastructure that's proximal that can reduce the capital requirements. And what we've managed to do through this deal with Barton is we've been able to, one, significantly increase the scale of Barton's resource holding, which now stands over 2 million ounces, and there's value in the synergies there. So, look, as a management group, we're not unfamiliar with Barton's assets, and we see a lot of value to be unlocked there, and we look forward to having exposure to that as well.
Okay, good. Yeah, you're right. I think it's about 1 million, isn't it? You shouldn't really even look at a gold project unless it's got sort of a million. I think that was a number in the ground. So that does complement Barton quite well. So all hands to the pump on rare earths then, basically, Rupert.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we have a very exciting opportunity. We've got a significant land holding. We retain the rare earth rights across our existing tenure, plus uranium and other elements. And it's now up to us to really execute on that, and we want to do it being astute custodians of our capital, and this transaction was a good mechanism to be able to do that.
Good. Well, thank you very much. I hope we can catch up maybe at the end of the UK summer, end of the Australian winter.
I hope you're enjoying the heat.
In the field. It's warm. Thank you, Rupert, for your time.
Thanks, Mark.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.